Okay, I have to show you guys one of the coolest things that I've seen on the internet this week. You can play Halo 3 online multiplayer with button mapping support and everything on your PC now. I swear to God. I downloaded this. You didn't even have to install anything. There's no emulator. I can use a gamepad. I can map my own buttons to this game. I can change the resolution to 1440p, which is what I'm currently playing at. You can even play in 4K. I couldn't even believe it. I downloaded this game, and being somebody who always played on the PS3, and then I bought a PlayStation 4, I never got to experience Halo other than hearing my friends talk about how awesome it is, and it always was kind of the game that I wish I could play. You know, it wasn't worth buying an Xbox for, but I always wanted to play Halo. So now, my dreams have kind of come true, where I get arguably one of the best Halo games in the entire franchise on my PC, running at 1440p, 60 frames per second. So I wanted to be a part of spreading this news, because the guys put in a lot of effort into making this. I don't even know who did it. I should know that if I'm making a video right now, but the people who make Super Smash Bros. Melee and they put it on PC and they port the Halo 3 game like this and they bring it to PC, they deserve a ton of credit. So I wanted to make a video showing you guys how you can get this game on your own PC, and it's so easy. I promise you, it's like brain dead simple, so don't even worry about it being complex or anything. There's no emulators, there's no nonsense you have to code or anything like that. I'm going to show you how you can do it on your PC, because the community needs to grow. And there's like 300 people playing this game online today, which was amazing for something that is like, you know, just a Halo 3 multiplayer port. To have 300 people online in server browsers all playing the game, that's awesome. Let's start off at a very familiar place that everybody has gone to at least 1,000 times in their life. Google.com. Everybody will begin here. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to type in Halo Online, and then you should get a link here for Halo Online. It's a subreddit on the website Reddit. You're probably familiar with that as well. Go ahead and click on this, and this is going to bring you to the actual site page for this game. This game is called Halo Online, or I should say this project is called Halo Online. And this is a place you're going to want to come back to if you have problems or anything like that. So probably bookmark it or something like that. But if you're just going into installation and how to get the game in the first place, you're going to start off with this 0.5.0.1. This is the current version. Actually, it's updated to 0.5.0.2 now, but you're going to want to click on this link, and this is how you're going to obtain the download. So, as it says right here, 0.5.0.2 is already out. That's all right. This is actually a huge update because it installs an updater, basically, or I don't know what you would call it, basically an updater built into the game. So whenever you wanted to update this game, you would have to re-download the entire file, which is almost 3 gigabytes. With this, you can download it in increments, and it's probably one of the biggest updates you can make. But anyways, you're going to have some links here. Don't worry about this manual download thing for now. You might not even need that. But what we've got is a download link, a torrent link, and a Google Drive link. Now, your mileage may vary with these. I happen to think the torrent link is the best, but some people don't like torrenting. I would recommend doing this. If you have uTorrent or some BitTorrent file program, use this. It's going to download way faster than anything else. But if you want to just download it, click on the download link, or you can get it from the Google Drive thing. This has been kind of funky. Google Drive was over their limit, so I don't know if that's still working. And they also have a magnet link if you want to torrent it that way. But anyways, you're going to download it, and I'll just show you for an example here. You can click on this download link. It's going to bring you to mega.nz. Has really slow download speeds. It's 2.6 gigabytes, which isn't that terrible considering, you know, it's a pretty major game. So you're going to want to download this game, and then it's going to be a zip file, obviously. Saves on some megabytes. So then once you get into your folders here, you're going to have this file here that's called El Dorado 0.5.0.1 release. And it's going to bring you to this crazy page here with a lot of stuff. You're almost there. After you've unzipped the file and you get this folder, you've already got the game. So the next step you're going to want to do is find this DoritoUpdater.exe. Now this is basically the launcher of this game, and I don't even think you can use the eldorado.exe anymore. This is where you go to start this game up. So what I would do is I would right-click on this, and then, well, let me try that again. Right-click on it, and then go to Send To and Desktop. And this is going to make a desktop shortcut. And what I did, because I'm so, genius, as they say, ignore all that stuff, is I actually made this into a Halo 3 icon. It said like whatever, El Dorado shortcut, whatever. I changed the name to Halo 3, downloaded a Halo 3 icon, and changed that in the properties menu. So now it's just like I click on Halo 3 and I start it up. All right, so anyways, you're going to have this icon on your desktop then for the update or launcher. You can double click on it, and it's going to open up this little very, very clean looking window. I have to admit, for just a project, it's very mainstream. And I think this guy did a really good job. But you have your player customization where you have to put a name in. Then you've got your helmet, chest armor, whatever. Your basic stuff for Halo. Then you have your settings, server name, passwords. If you want a centered crosshair, you can adjust your field of view, stuff like that. You couldn't even do that on the 360 version, I believe. VoIP settings, and then whatever auto executing scripts are. I'm not really sure, but what you're probably going to worry about is the play game button here. Once you have this up and it updated to 0.5.0.2, you can just hit play game and you can jump right in. You can go to the server browser, find a game you want with a low ping, with a good community, whatever map you want, and you can play. That's it. It's that simple. Now, I thought I should mention some of the quirks. This being a project and a port, and it's not really made by Microsoft. It's probably a team of 1 to 4 people who kind of just did this for fun. There's going to be a little bit of, quirks, as they say. I have to admit, it runs extremely well. And I'm not going to, rain on the parade here by telling you it's a terrible port and you're not even going to have a good experience playing it. Because, honestly, I don't even notice a lot of the problems. But I have noticed a few little kinks, and I know some people out there are going to want to know what are the little quirks that this thing has. Well, first of all, the sound is kind of weird and laggy sometimes. You'll be shooting your gun, and you'll notice there's this, half a second lag behind the audio, and sometimes it gets even worse than that. It doesn't break the game by any means. Half the time I don't even notice it's happening, but if you enable triple buffering, I've heard that kind of fixes it. Make sure your VSync is on as well. I think the game engine needs to be at 60 frames, and that brings me to my next thing. If you want to play it at 144 frames, you can't. At least not right now. It is locked to 60 frames per second, and I believe anything over that will break the engine. So it's not like it's that bad playing at 60 frames per second. I have a 144 hertz monitor, so I tend to play at higher frames, and it hasn't bothered me yet. And then some of the audio is in Russian. I have no idea why some of the audio is in Russian, but it's in Russian, so don't freak out when you hear some Russian on the intro. I just figured that there's enough people out there that are fans of Halo that might not have an Xbox One or an Xbox 360 or want to play on an Xbox One or Xbox 360 that would appreciate this information. And like I said, I really want this community to grow. I want it to strive. This guy put a lot of work into this. He deserves some credit, so look him up. I wish I knew his name. I should have looked this up, but regardless, he should be on the subreddit. Give this guy some credit. Tell him thank you if you really appreciate it, if it works for you. Feel free to comment some problems. I can try and help you out with it. I tend to respond to most of my comments here, so I just figured I'd let you guys know about this because it's, fucking awesome. And that's that. So if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to. I don't really care either way, I care. That made it sound bad. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Microsoft's Minesweeper is one of the greatest action-adventure games of all time. You play as the protagonist, J.E. Edmonds, as he leads forces through the first battle of Ypres.